in chapter 9 and 10, Job has been listening to this insensitive theology of his friends. He admits that he does not understand why he was suffering. Thus he too needed some answers that might explain why he suffered everything that has happened to him. I think that Job was looking for meaning in his suffering. Job asked this question in Job chapter 9 verse 2. How can a man be righteous before God? In chapter 9, 33 to 35, Job has this flash of inspiration. He thought maybe what man needed was a mediator. He thought man is not equal with God. We can't bring a case against God in the courtroom. We will never enter the courtroom as peers with God. What we need is a mediator. Someone who can lay his hand on both God and man. Someone who can remove this terror. The word mediator is used once in the whole of the Greek Old Testament, right here. The biblical concept of a mediator means to bring a sinful man to reconciliation with a holy God. A mediator, therefore, speaks for God to man and speaks for man to God. I want to suggest that after Job listened to the theological arguments used by his friends, he definitely was feeling this terrible gulf between man and God. He thought that to get to God, this gulf must be bridged by another part. In the New Testament, the word mediator is used 6 times. 3 of those times in the book of Hebrews, where Jesus is seen as the mediator of a new and better covenant. The New Testament points to Jesus as a mediator. It seems to me that here in the book of Job, we find this concept of a mediator in its embryonic form. Job, with this flash of inspiration, this new revelation, Job begins to reason in chapter 10, verse 4 through 7. He reasons that maybe, despite God's wisdom and knowledge, just maybe, God is limiting himself and putting himself at man's level to act and think like man. Therefore, we have here a hint to the doctrine of incarnation. Incarnation is the idea that God somehow limited himself in time and space and became a man and put himself in our place. John, in the New Testament, argues so powerfully that God indeed became a man. John says, the Logos, the Word, became flesh and dwelt among us. And we saw his glory, the glory of the only Son of the Father, full of grace and truth. My friend, that means God took our place, lived as we lived, and felt our feelings. Job sensed it then. He sensed that to bridge this gap between God and man, God had to become flesh. God assumed a human nature. Jesus bridged this gap between us and God and brought God and man together. Christ was truly God. Christ was truly man. He was able to bridge that gap. And so as you read, you begin to see that Job saw God as the creator. He actually likened God to a potter who skillfully labors and fashions his work. You see, this idea that God is a potter and we are the clay is so powerful. My friends, that idea is experiential. It is not something that you learn in a theological textbook. No. It's something that you learn in life's births and trials. So can I suggest, my friends, as you go through trials in your life, remember you are in the hands of the potter. Remember that in your darkest hour, God is just crumbling the clay and fashioning you for the